everyone. Happy New Year's Eve. I hope you have some plans for today, or tonight, I should say, even if it's just hanging out with your buddy. I actually got a cold at Christmas, so my husband and I are going to be hanging out at home, although we had a major issue with our couch the other night. I leaned back on the recliner and all of a sudden it snapped. So we had to shop for a couch. Oh boy. Yeah, so we're just be hanging out with our dog and just chilling. But I wanted to come live today for our Hump Day lunch break. I've got a quick little card featuring our banner sayings stamp set. So let me just pull this out so you can see this a little better. This is one of the new styles of the containers that Stampin' Up! Is now sending things in. So yeah, little set, big container, but that's okay. And then the coordinating punch that goes with it. So you can get these individually or as a bundle. When you get it as a bundle, you save 10%. I just need to check over here to my right and make sure that I am broadcasting, that I am live, and that I'm out in the world here. Okay. If you're joining me, please say hello. Let me know what you're having for lunch. Also, if you have a New Year's Eve resolution that you would like to share, share it with me. My New Year's resolution is going to be, let's see, I have a couple of things that I want to make sure I do this year. One of the things is I want to clear out my classroom here. So my studio has a bunch of old classes, that I just want to find a home for. So I'm going to be working on getting those ready. And I am also going to be working on keeping my perpetual calendar updated. So I created this calendar days class, which I still actually have available for people who haven't seen it. So I have this little perpetual calendar box here. And on here, I'm going to fill out the dates of my very important people. And then on the back, you have another month. But this way, I can put cards in here as I go. So I did make some sample cards here. And, oops, this is my desk calendar. Ooh, I didn't have this adhered on very well. This is my desk calendar with my little Post-it notes and my coordinating pen. And then I have a brand new stamp set called Address to You. And so I made some cards for that. So I can actually just put these birthday cards right in the places that I need. So I just tuck them in there. And that way, when it's time, I can just look at the month and say, oh, yep, that's who I got to send to. Believe it or not, I am not always timely with my cards. I mean, I have enough cards. There's no reason for me not to be timely. I'm not as organized with it as I'd like to be, so I'm hoping that's going to organize it. All right, so before I jump into what we're going to be using today, and I'm really excited about these products, so I can't wait to share them with you. Let's just go ahead and move this. I do want to share that today is the last day to get the product of the month. It's the True Blue Florals Designer Series paper. This is gorgeous paper. It is exclusive to the product of the month, and that means that after today, you won't be able to get this anymore. So this is exclusive. Each month, Stampin' Up! Will have a new exclusive product, and I'm going to show you some of it right now. So here are some of the papers. So there's that side, there's that side. There's quite a few more papers in here. Just trying to quickly show you some of them. But what I did is I actually, I was blessed with the opportunity to partner with 11 other demonstrators. And each of us came up with a project, and we created this time it's a 16-page tutorial. You make 12 different projects using this designer series paper. So when you spend $75 in my online store, for $5, you will get the product of the month. You can only get one though. And then I will email you this PDF tutorial. There are some great cards in here. Now mine's double-sided here, so it's however you print. So I'm just going to quickly kind of just briefly show you it is amazing. The demonstrators that I'm collaborating with are some of the best out there, and I'm super excited to be able to bring this to you. And so we're going to be doing this for the next couple of months. So again, today is the last day to get your product of the month. And when you spend $75 in my online store, I'll see it happen and I will email this to you. All right. Next month we'll be doing the same thing. We should have the tutorials ready to be emailed out. Oh, probably about like the 25th of the month, because we need time to get our product and everything coordinated together. So yeah, each month we'll be offering that. So don't miss out, because there are some really cool fun folds in there. But let's get on with today's product. So I'm using the Hobby Haven Designer Series paper. Now this is also going to be tomorrow night's class. Yes, I am doing a virtual class tomorrow night, and you can actually order this class. So this is one of the 6 projects that we'll be doing. So I'm just going to show you this paper. It is really fun. It's for all the different hobbies out there. It's called Hobby Haven. And so we've got some, you know, hobby kind of things on one side. We've got some just graphics on the other side. I have my paper turned the wrong way here. Oh, there goes one of the tags. So yeah, so just some really fun paper. Lots of things that you can do with it. Now, there's not a coordinating stamp set that goes with it, actually. There is one, but it's not the things that are on the paper. But in this package of paper, you do get these die cut pieces. All right. So this is how it's going to be. And we'll be popping those off. So you'll get, in the class, you're going to get a half pack of the specialty paper. So it includes your 5 sheets here of Designer Series paper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 sheets of Designer Series paper. We're going to be using this one today. And you'll get a piece of the die cut sheets too. All right. Now, let me just put this in a place that's not going to all fall apart. Let me just get my file folder here, because I opened it up and I want to make sure I don't lose my little pieces here. So I'm just going to take off the pieces that I'm going to use today before I forget. So we're going to use this little tag here. And I'm going to use, let's see, I'm going to use this one right here. All right, we're going to be making a little thank you card. So I'll be using this and this. All right, so let's put this in my little... Now, these are my scrapbook storage things. So this is where I put my scrapbook pages as I go. But I like to do this when I have Designer Series paper that has those pieces that will fall apart. It's easier for me to keep track of everything. All right, so then I have my 1 sheet of Designer Series paper. I have my banner punch here. I've got my banner sayings stamp set. I love the different things. You can actually stamp anything that you want in here. You know, it doesn't have to be the one that I'm using. So just be aware of that. We're also going to be using our Dear Dots, which coordinates with this paper really well with the garden green and the petal pink and the pool party. So I've got a package that's already open. I would also be using a thick piece of basic white cardstock. So this is 5.5 by 8.5, and I'm just folding it in half here. All right, I've got a scrap piece of my petal pink, which we're going to be using for our banner. I've got a scrap piece of basic white that I'm going to be using for my punches. And then I've got a piece of petal pink cardstocks, 4 3/4 by 3.5 that we're going to be using for the front. So let's go and get our Designer Series paper cut. I didn't want to cut it ahead of time just so I could show you the prettiness of this paper. It's just gorgeous. I love the colors. I'm more of a let's see, what's the word? Earthy kind of toned person, but I do like some of my brights, but I do like my earthy tones here. We're going to cut this piece to be 4 5/8 by 3 3/8. So let's just go this way. So this is going to be my 3 3/8 side. So 3 3/8 is just 2 tick marks between the, after the, right before the, 1/2 inch. So 3 3/8. And now I'm going to go to 4 5/8. So 4 5/8 is just 2 tick marks. So you've got your 16th right there. So it's, you have your 4 5/8, you have that 16th mark, and then you have another ace. So that's where your 4 5/8 will be. All right. And just want to get that back right there. All right. Okay. So now this piece, oopsie, will fit right onto your petal pink cardstock, just like so. I will put a link to the class in the description and the comments of the video here. So if you're watching on YouTube, it will be in the description. And then tomorrow night I'll do the Facebook Live on the class, and I'll post that back up to YouTube so you can watch it there. And that way, if you want to purchase the class from me, you can. All right, so I've got this piece. I need one more piece here. And this piece is going to be 5 1/2 by 1 1/4. So let's get that piece cut. So decide, you know, what piece you want to see, you know, what part of the paper. So we're doing 1 1/4. Put that aside by, let's see, I kind of like, well, by 5 1/2. All right. Okay. This is going to go on the inside of our card. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that right on the inside. Now, if you wanted, you could make this a gift card holder. All you'd have to do is just put adhesive on the bottom and the sides, and you could slide your little gift card right in there. So you could do it just like that. So I'm just going to take one I have. So it'd be in there just like that. Why don't we go ahead and do that? So we're going to go ahead. Now in my tutorial here, I do not have it as a gift card holder. Just so you're aware. All right. So I've got that right there. Now I would probably actually use tear and tape just because it's more narrow adhesive. But I didn't have that pulled out because this is kind of a going rogue moment. All right. So I'm just going to slide that in there just like that. All right. Now the next thing I need to do is I need to finish my inside. Normally I don't do my inside first, but hey, I'm going that way today. All right. I'm going to grab my Secret C stamp pad because, you know, I just love Secret C. The other colors that coordinate with this are Garden Green and Early Espresso, Crumb Cake. So you could definitely use your Garden Green or Early Espresso. Again, this is just my go-to. All right. I'm going to go ahead and punch out a banner here. So this is about a 1-inch strip. These banners are 1/2-inch strips. So I'm just going to punch it out right here. Just like so. You can punch 3 at a time. So we will be doing that for our front. Why don't we go ahead and do that? I'm going to punch all 3. And now I have 3 different banners that I can use. So I'm just going to put those at the top of my thing here. And we'll take this. We're going to grab our stamp. And we're going to do I Can't Thank You Enough. I have this open before. Okay. I Can't Thank You Enough. Let's see. I've just got to find it here. So sometimes trying to read these through here are kind of hard. Oh, here it is. I Can't Thank You Enough. Let's grab a block. Now, if you ever wonder why I put my sentiments at an angle, for me, it just works. I'm going to put this down my work surface and pick it up. That way I know the stamp is straight. For me, it just works better. If I try to make it straight on here, a lot of times I don't make it straight. So I tend to put it at an angle. It just helps me stamp because then I look at through the stamp at my paper, not at my block. So I'm just I Can't Thank You Enough. And if I don't like it, I can always flip it over and do it again. All right. I'm going to move this off to the side. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive right there. Now I'm moving it off to the side a little bit, and I am just going to put adhesive like right on the bottom. That's why I'm using my liquid glue, because it can give me a thin little bead of glue. All right, just like so. And I'm going to put it here because I don't want to put glue on my gift card. So we're just going to put it right there. Now I got a little bit of glue over on the side there. I'm just going to slide this out for a moment. I'm going to put this off to my side so that dries, because if I try to close my card right now, it'll seal shut. So I've got my front here. And the other thing I want to pull out is some ribbon. So originally when I designed the class, when I had the class all set up, I used this garden green chevron ribbon. It's out of stock, so I'm switching it up. And it's not going to be in stock until later this month. And did you know, when you go to the Stampin' Up! Website, if something is out of stock and still out there, you can actually click on a little radio button there and say, email me when it comes back in. And it does email you right away when it comes in. It's awesome. That way you get notified right away when it becomes available, and you can order it right away. So I'm just going to take my white here, and we're just going to wrap it around. So my samples, my pictures and everything all have the chevron, but we'll be switching it up a little bit. Hopefully I'll have enough of my ribbon here to do it with. I'm actually going to just make a knot instead of a bow. Kind of save myself a little bit of ribbon. And I'm just doing that because I'm low on this ribbon, that's all. Otherwise, I definitely put this as a bow. All right, so there we go. Let's get our scissors here, and we'll just trim it. There we go. Okay, now we can slide this over just a little bit. All right, we're going to take our sentiment. And that, now, like I said, you can pick out any one of the designs that you want. That one kind of blends in a little bit. Maybe I'll grab one of the other ones. Let's see. Let's see what else we can pull from here. Oop, I keep losing that one tag. I just want it to be bright enough here. So these are, like I said, die cut images. And they pop out. So if you want to pop them out ahead of time and keep them, you could do that. Let's see. I really wanted that. You know, we're just going to stay with that one. I could use the flower. I could use this little heart. I'm just going to stay with what I picked out. All right. Okay. We'll just pop it up on a dimensional to have it pop out more. Okay. Now, earlier I cut out all of these. So we have our 3 different little tags here. I'm going to bring back in my stamp set, and I'm going to do, let's see, thanks a million. So just pull it out from here. Put it on my block. Grab my stamp pad. And I'm going to see if it'll fit on this one. Oh, that's going to be pretty close. So, let's just, yeah, we're going to grab this here. I'm going to stamp it towards the right. All right, and I'm going to center this right on here. Like so. I'm just going to center it, and we'll go ahead and just use our liquid glue here. Let me get a little more on there. Put this right here. It's been like over a week since I've done a live, and I'm kind of like, I'm out of practice. I've missed being here for everybody. It's so unusual not to do multiple lives during the week. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put 4 different dimensionals here. The reason I'm doing that is I don't want this tag to rock and roll. I want it to be in place. All right. Now, before I actually put my tag onto my card front here, I really want to see where I'm going to do this. I'm going to actually make this opposite. I want to have my bow off to this side. All right. Because then what I'm going to do, and if I wanted, I could color my ribbon with some blends. So I could color this in a different color. And I'm going to put this right here. And this one right here. So we're going to do thanks a million. I'm going to just pop it on now because I saw where this was going to sit. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and put some dimensionals on here. And again, I'm using enough dimensionals so that this doesn't rock and wobble all over. I want it to be in place. And hopefully my glue over there has dried. And I'm just going to cover part of the edge here. I want to have my... All right. There we go. I'm just moving it so my dimensionals weren't sitting on top of that. Okay, so then we're going to have this. We'll go ahead and put some adhesive on here. Pop this onto the front of our card, just like so. All right. And now we're going to add our dots here. So I'll pull some of these out. And let's grab our take a pick tool. Here it is. With my little putty end. Ooh, I think I have to get a new putty thing out. So I'm just turning my ends so that putty comes out. I may need to get another one. It's been used for a while. Okay, let's just figure out what dots we're going to use on here. I think I'm going to just use a mixture. I kind of like the pool party ones here. So I'll put one in here. And I'm going to put one of the... Oh, let's see. We'll use one of the small green ones over here. One of the large ones. Oh, no, we'll put it over here. I'm going to put quite a few on. We'll put another one over here. So that's 4. I need one more. And I think we're just going to put one right there. All right. So that is our card for today. Again, you can make it just like a regular card, or you can have it so it is a gift card holder. Totally up to you. So join me tomorrow night for the rest of the other 5 cards so you can see what this class is. And if you like this class, go ahead and sign up for it. You just go to my I'll have a link there. You go to my constant contact page and you sign up for it. And then I will be sending these out next week. I just got to order your paper so you have it. So it'll probably actually go out. This class offering is going to end January 6th. So it'll probably go out the following week. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. Yes, I'm... I am a little stuffy. I caught a cold at Christmas time. And yeah, I'm halfway through it. So like, was it 3 days in, 3 days staying, 3 days going? So I'm halfway. So hopefully it'll start getting better and not worse. All right. Thanks again for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your day and Happy New Year's. We'll see you tomorrow on New Year's Day. I'll be live at 6:44 p.m. Central Time on Facebook, and then I'll be copying it directly up to YouTube. Take care. Thanks for joining. Here, there, you can see the card better.